room, no room.
There's plenty of room.
Wine.
I don't see any wine.
Any.
Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer.
Well, it wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited.
I don't know if it's your table. It's made for many more than 3.
Hair wants cutting.
You should learn not to make personal remarks. It's very rude.
Eye is a raven like a writing desk.
I'm glad they started asking riddles. I believe I can guess that.
You think you can find the answer to it?
Exactly so.
Say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. That's the same thing, you know.
The same thing a bit. You might as well just say, I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see. What day of the month is it?
The 4th.
Wrong. I told you the butter wouldn't suit the works.
The best butter.
Yes, but some crumbs must have gotten in as well. You shouldn't have put it in with the bread knife.
It was the best butter, you know.
What a funny watch. It tells what day it is, but not the oak clock.
Why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Of course not. It's because it stays the same year for such a long time.
It's just the case with mine.
I don't quite understand you.
He's asleep again. Of course, just as I was gonna remark myself. I is a raven like a writing desk.
I give it up. What's the answer?
The slightest idea.
You can do better with your time than asking riddles that have no answer.
Knew time as well as I do. You wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I dare say, have you even spoke to time?
But I don't have to beat time before I learn music.
That accounts for it. He won't stand beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you liked with the clock. For instance, suppose it was 9 o'clock in the morning, just in time to begin lessons. You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling, 1:30, time for dinner.
I wish it was.
That would be grand, certainly, but then I wouldn't be hungry for it.
At first, perhaps, but you could keep it 1:30 as long as you like.
The way you manage?
We quarreled last March, just before he went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts. And I had to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at. You know the song, perhaps.
I've heard something like that.
It's on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle. Hardly finished the first verse when the Queen jumped up and bawled out, He's murdering time! Off with his head!
Fully savage.
Ever since that, he won't do a single thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now.
The reason so many tea things are put out here?
Yes, that's it. And we have no time to wash things between the whiles.
Keep moving around, I suppose.
Things get used up.
And you come to the beginning again?
Wake up, Dormouse! I wasn't asleep. I heard every word you fellows were saying. Once upon a time, there was 3 sisters. One named Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly. And they all lived at the bottom of a well.
They live on.
Lived on treacle.
They have done that, you know. They've been ill.
So they were very ill.
They live at the bottom of a well.
Where's he?
But I've had nothing yet, so how could I take more?
You can't take less. It's very easy to take more than nothing.
I asked your opinion.
In personal remarks now.
They live at the bottom of a well.
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
You can't be civil. You better finish the story yourself.
Please, go on. I won't interrupt again. Maybe once.
One indeed. You see, these 3 sisters, they were learning to draw, you know.
Did they draw?
Treacle. Clean cup. Let's all move one place on.
Understand, where did they draw the treacle from?
A water out of a water well, so you could draw a treacle out of a treacle well.
In the well.
Of course they were. Well in. They were learning to draw. They drew all sorts of things. All things beginning with the letter M.
M.
Why not?
With an M. Things such as mousetraps, the moon, memory, and muchness. You know, you say things are much of muchness, but have you ever seen such a thing? A drawing of a muchness?
I don't think.
Then you shouldn't talk.
Right, I'll never go there again. It was the stupidest tea party I've ever been at in my life.